This is a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. Truth about how you really died. About how that senior cabin really came to be. We gotta make our own deduction. I'll leave it to you. So then, let's do it. Right here, right now. The victim who lost his life in a cabin was bolted shut from the inside. That was truly an unfortunate accident, or was it a fact that no accident at all? Say it right now. The man tripped over the kin that had climbed into his cabin by the ventilator.
Hold it!
Take a step back. Doesn't make sense if that's what really happened, does it? That's a bit very inconvenient to have died out like that. The evidence is right there in Cosmo's cabin. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. The victim's death was no mere accident.
Yes!
Truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. Somebody freaking intervened. So yeah. That's Russian, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It is. Right. But the circumstances would make sense if someone had no idea who this person was. He is simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Nah, that's not even close. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way that Mr. Sogi could have left this message on the floor, and the reason why is explained here, damaging the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Which means, after the victim fell on the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead. Yeah! That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Sogi's cabin. A remnant of something that could possibly have been there. If that, what Miss Pavlova was true.
Yes!
Why would you have a piece of it, yes? Or no, that's glass on his neck. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. That's pretty satisfactory. Well, there's a big flaw. If she found half of the bell, where did the cat go? Why did only one half of the bell end up back here? Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Well, she must have entered at one point, but why would she only take one half? I didn't mean to click on that. When Mr. Sogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. That same person arranged a scene disguised as truth. Yes, there's someone else present in Mr. Sogi's. You're wasting time. Someone else was there? Of course we know this. What are you talking about? Okay, it was bolted shut from the inside. There was no way in or out. Yes. And only one person cabin when...
Yes!
It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, apparently. There's no way I would have left it. Not would have. There's no way you could have left a message. Would you mind? Ha 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 ha! I'm gay. Anyway. Anyway, after that weird little thing you just said, why would I write that? Yes, in attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep there the entire time. Yes, you're right, that is actually a big flaw. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen on the floor? For fear of becoming evidence to show how he died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Why didn't she take it? That's a good question. It's past 1 o'clock in the early hours in the morning. The cabin personally would have been quite dark. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would have barely cast a line on the floor there. Y'all suspect me, don't you? Nina is a woman of the sea. She's daughter of a strong sailor. They knows her dancing skills and she went to join the ballet company. But before she was a dancer on the ship. They all respect her. You say when the young student died, Nina was there in the cabin? That's not even close to possible. Why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure? You are a great detective, you should know. Look truth in the eyes. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from the inside. Nobody could go in the cabin. Not Nina, not anybody. About to tie a thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. These bulkheads are not barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would find in any modern ship, constructed of heavy steel. No threads or needles, nor magnets could have been used. No, right. Mr. Naruhodo suggested earlier. Fuck you. Fuck this shit. Fuck this cabin door! Belling a finger on it. In this very cabin, we can see traces of the method I have in mind. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? I want to shut the bolt of the cabin from the outside. And so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So should you care to do the honors?
Yes!
There's a bookcase there. See how the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop. That's right. Very powerful vessel. When the engines are thrown to reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe. Yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia. There's nothing Susato-san doesn't know. Or book. Whatever it's called, the same forces that push over the books on the bookcase are based by something else in this cabin that can move. The bolt on the cabin door. Very obvious that after the emergency stop the ship made earlier, we had come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. Oh, Mr. Sholmes was there too, we just didn't notice. Inspector Hasanaga? Oh yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. It made a metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by ship's sudden change of speed. Or the first of ineptia, if you want to call it that. I was trying to say that last night, after Misogi was killed. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. The books on the bookshelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was as if someone had run their hand across the shelves deliberately and knocked everything over. Yeah, and I stood them all up again. But when we came to this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like the cabin. Oh, you have your mind? Sabrina made an emergency stop? Yeah? How could she have done that? Are you saying the culprit is somebody from the engine room? Oh well, that's simple enough. By forgetting the button in the passageway outside. Used to trigger the emergency alarm? Oh yes, of course. Only person done... yeah. When the button is pressed, two things happen in the oh my god! That makes sense. It is indeed. It did I pressed that button. It was really fun. Mr. Sholmes, surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. Now, I'm sure that we can wait until later. Let us not overlook the fact that we have learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts on this cabin door slide close. So, what we must now consider... Right. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Isogi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? There's a huge ship with many passengers. If we make an emergency stop, even in the middle of the night, there'd be chaos everywhere. If they happen... Yes! Some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night?
Yes!
See, Mr. Oganov, it's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? Why? This ship's log here would be where you record the details of your duties. As responsible passengers, we took into our care. I left it there on purpose. That's where I always put it. Well, looking at what we usually record, it's clear that under circumstances, you write nothing to report every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, you didn't write anything at all. If nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report. So shortly after 2 a.m., something happened here aboard the SS Buria. Something sufficiently significant. Make you forget to fill the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Because he's part of the crew! Surely all of us would have noticed. Yes. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we now know what it feels like. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud, can't imagine anybody would sleep through that. What is the throbbing? Your head, man. The throbbing of your head since this morning. We all suffered it. Yes, I have had a headache. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Where have I? My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. You've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. I was eating dinner yesterday evening. Everything has sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was throbbing pain in my head. I'd already been dragged out of the wardrobe, and those handcuffs put on me one at that point. Yes, sorry. Third class accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Cousin looked after me. He always happy to share his meals. Enjoy some of the whole roast chicken dish. Yes, in fact, I had that. So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all. That's right, he didn't touch it. He's like, holy fuck. I think I've actually figured it out. I fucking deduced something. Did you mean that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. The meal prepared for the passengers last night has been tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a supper fork designated. A sleeping drug? Well, speaking of sleeping, we're just gonna have to end it there. There was a sleeping drug inside of the chicken. So Naruhodo, Mr. Shulman, what a far-fetched idea. Well, yeah, it is far-fetched. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a sporific drug would be pretty impossible, unless every single member of the crew was a conspirator. You might be on this. Just tell us. Tell us what you know about this. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Oh. No, it's fine. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help. We all agreed to help. Everyone. She threw away everything. Her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia, and wanted to help our little angel. Huh. Yeah, alright. Put sleeping drug in the chicken last night. I did notice chewing on a lump of something. Cannot make all drug, I say dissolve. At midnight, in the waters of Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. She was held by a comrade on shore with a small fishing boat, while the passengers on the Esburiets slept soundly. thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion. So that's what happened. The only people awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and you. That means it would have been possible for you to use emergency stop trick to lock Cosmo's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up blocked in that case. No. All the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, which they would have been overwhelmed by the tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Yeah, and accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted away. Not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. And I'm sure the crew knew. Yeah, I've talked a long time, said many things. What is the point? The point is what I said earlier. There's somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life. Someone left a message and rushed on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone tried to desperately hide the broken fragments of glass. Someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure to lock the door. Right. I don't know any of this. I'm just a little girl. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas? I'm a sailor, and sailors don't listen to long, boring stories. Sailors are like me. We only trust what we see with our eyes. Okay. I'm quite the same disposition, my good man. Observing's everything to me. Mr. Naruhodo? You hear it? The accusatory cry of guilt on the wind. An accusatory cry of guilt. Sorry, you lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. Must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction. What are you talking about? I'm the heavy Russian guy. One more. Let's do it then. Okay, I can do that. Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. What do you want? Observation, my dear fellow, just as I said. 2 purveyors. Observation? If you remember, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence by tampering with the scene of Mr. Sogi's death. What we're looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two were there when it happened. Oh. Got the color of the ink tea. It's clear where it came from.
Yes!
Seaman Stroganoff, you seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Oh yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What were you trying to say? I'm sure that the significance of this stain has escaped your attention. Allow me to make it plain. It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform. Indeed it is, so Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that.
Yes!
Oh my god, please. It occurs to one occasionally, Mr. Naruhodo, that a purple stain is perhaps caused by something purple.
Yes!
It's his photograph. The ink it shows. That's standard uniform. Rather unusual color of ink, purple. The penny drops. At last, now I see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written purple ink. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform, which means it must have been present in the cabin. In the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Okay. I did it. I arranged everything in Detsun's cabin to make it look like the wardrobe man did it. I then pressed a button to make Buria do an emergency stop and bolt the cabin shut. I did everything so no one would suspect our angel. Can we really say that? After 1 in the morning, I was on duty patrolling the passageway, and the angel came to me. She was white like a sheet. Must help me. I went with her. Door to the cabin number 1 was open. I then looked inside. I saw a student boy on the floor. Please, don't tell anyone. My little one. My little fairy friend. Everything that happened in this cabin's like Angel told you. The kid escaped through the ventilator to Mr. Sogi's cabin, then tripped over it and broke his neck as he fell on the floor. Right. So after the incident when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers and find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. It was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after. Okay. If you wouldn't mind me asking, what? Into Mr. Sogi's cabin, Miss Pavlova. Was he already dead? Why? Yeah. Right. I believe you, seeing that's how he was when you found him. Well, wait a second, kid. This photograph. Steno H. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And he stumbled on a kitten? Okay, well, there's something that doesn't make sense. What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
The word in Russian clearly wasn't written by Kazuma, so if you're looking for something unnatural, that's the obvious point. Yes, it's certainly peculiar, but that's not what I meant by unnatural, I'm afraid. Particularly cross details orchestrated by the culprit. I mean, I defend another point.
I'll let you keep your stupid point for now.
Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. In my opinion, if you landed as a victor appears to have done here, it would
Be pretty unnatural. The fact he didn't land on his back.
Yes!
If he really did fall to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought. In the follow one's instincts to open the palms flat. As though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply, I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? And what do you imagine I found there? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Oh my goodness.
So if you did orchestrate it, then how come you... He must actually be confused of why that's even there.
Observation. What does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe.
Yes!
Miss Pavlova, on your ear there. I see you have a crescent moon as well. On your other ear.
Nothing.
Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Sogi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps before he fell into the floor. In other words, you witnessed the moment he fell with your own eyes. You're quite literally at arm's length from him. He's like, damn it. But why did Mr. Sogi do that? Why pull your earring from your ear? Holding his clenched fist during his final moment. We killed her. She's not gonna tell us.
Is there actually not going to be like a whole thing?
I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy. Nothing worked. Darka would not come back. Cosmo would have heard that, Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country. He was very polite. Huh. Something happened. Oh, sorry, I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Yes, this is our performance in Japan. Very good. What were you doing on the ship? Weren't you supposed to be performing in Shanghai? You must have told him. Well, so you've run away. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Decided to help, and that's when you arranged things in Cosmo's cabin to make it look like it did. In the cabin, I looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there, and I found the stowaway in his wardrobe, still sleeping. That must have been when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway? I closed the wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. I dragged young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilling on the red floor. I wrote wardrobe. And moved a glass bell by my feet, so I picked it up. It was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half. Right. By pressing the emergency button in the passageway? Yes. Tight. So, one thing I actually don't understand. Well, you said that you told Cosmo about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland, and it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him? You had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship. Aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? What are you doing it this time, Night Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. That was a friend of mine. No. still doesn't literally make sense. Was he really going to pull the bell cord? Well, this is the final thing. I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain. But I think I know exactly what he was gonna do. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not done, it seems. One more deduction to make. I'll be right back. I'm back. Quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. The cabin's been my home for my entire voyage. How the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited. That simple gaze can reveal all manner of truths.
Take that!
That happened last night. They may have looked as though Kazuma was going for the bell cord. What's over beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. More importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? Man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Pavlova, please think back very carefully, or Mr. Asogi's exact words last night. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. Yes, but not from a member of the crew. This whole situation's bad. It's Pavlova. You from violently admitting the truth, but unfortunately, the truth is a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on SS Buria was finally laid to rest. It's actually just gonna end like that? That's crazy. What happened to Miss Pavlova now then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. The fact that she ran away from Russia. The Russians tried to repatriate her. Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and maybe sort it all out. So she won't be going back to Russia? Well, no, I don't think so. If she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she actually would be able to. I'm sorry. I want to help our angel. Think about you. How you lost a good friend. It's kind of you, sir. afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. That's much as a pain to me. I'm going to have to hand you over to the consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes. Damn it. Fuck. So, you should get back to your cabin now. Right. So we're before it's even begun then. I think that only days ago, Cosmo and I were laughing together about how we tripped the streets of London. Oh, what's that? Oh, hey. I know he died for no reason, apparently, but it's alright. This is just a silly series of mishaps. Kinda sucks, don't you think? Yeah, I know. There's something I could say. Oh, hey, Inspector. To my duty to see Asogi-san safely back in Great Britain, but I failed. Cause his two close friends great pain and suffering, and as a result, let everyone down. I'll do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. I'm free again now. Ha ha ha! You fucking bitch, it's me! Oh no, your theme! Please! Stop it! I always want you. It's distracting. Sorry. I decided to restore them. For old time's sake. Are you still away? You are still away after all? Oh, this is pretty funny. I hate this guy. Anyway, yeah, sorry to hear your friend died. Bitch. I'm fucking awesome. I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. Shit. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I was a stowaway. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice of both Great Britain and Japan. It is to be one lawyer and one assistant. With Sogi's fortunate death, I'm afraid the study can no longer go, really. Oh, wait a second. I got this. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue. Yeah, there's no one else with that qualifications. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. But anyway, the Voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say. And you can find yourself a really good lawyer for this. Miss Husado? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? But you're not a lawyer! Oh, unless, are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... Oh my god. As I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. That's ridiculous. Are you suggesting anyone can learn all that in one day? We just have to find out. I work my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Put yourself in such a difficult position. For Kazuma, he said there was something he had to do in Great Britain. That he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. Well. I guess you might be a lawyer now. One lawyer and one assistant. Numbers are indisputable. Oh my god, we can't exactly do that. Fascinating. What the fuck? Jesus, okay, you're gonna be a lawyer. I said that I'd do anything all to make up for my shortcomings. Thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm gonna try. Consider teaching me what I need now. I am an assistant. Yeah. You want me to have a sword? Yeah. I think you should have it. Kurama. It's a great sword that's been in the Asogi clan for generations. Very well, I accept. I mean, I'm not sure what his parents would think, but I think I'll do it. It'll be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. Before we begin, I have to flip you over and stuff. Please throw me to the ground. 3 times! She'd never have doubted you. You were Kazuma's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. I let suspicion get the better of me. No matter how upset I was feeling, it is completely unforgivable behavior. Take hold of me and throw me. Do it! I don't even know how to throw people. Very well, Naruhodo. It's a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When do you see that? Proving that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujitsu technique. The Susato takedown. I use her head swimming. That sounds awesome. Practitioner of the combat arts myself. On guard! There he goes, dancing around again.
We're now a team. Oh. Thank you. As you can see from the ad. A Susato squash. My grog is saved consciousness. A scene from an evening recently spent with Cosmo flickered into my mind. Kurama? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Yosogi clan. Oh, sorry. Is it possible to slice evil in two? There's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. Appreciate you seeing it through with me. I knew you wouldn't let me down. An important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out, I guess. Great Britain's capital, London. Okay, not everything's a courtroom case. That's good. That's kinda cool.
Hi there, this is TNT telling you that this video is brought to you by my streams at twitch.tv/TNT3Rays, where I stream gameplay every night. See you soon.